They say, do not disturb the beast, for it will take over, hunting its prey, showing no mercy. They say, do not disturb the beast, but no matter how careful you step, the beast is always awake.
Hello, it's Sammy here for the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel, and it's my first interview with Tunde Ajayi, you know, the head of Stamina for Sale. You've mastered it all, and yeah, we wanted to get you on. One thing I wanted to ask you was, how did Stamina for Sale come about? Because this is the Stamina for Sale YouTube channel, so we want to know, how did it come about?
Well, you know, I always start dream it, believe it, become it. And that's what it was. It started with a dream. You know, it's so funny because I actually used to always be a good fighter in school. I never even knew about boxing. I didn't even know people get paid for fighting people. I was like, I always used to just, I was never really a troublemaker or nothing like that, but I must have had a look because nobody never picked any fights with me. And you know, one day I just happened into boxing. I came in, there was a guy that used to do boxing. They used to go to a youth club, and I used to see him training. He had a fantastic six-pack and everything like that. So I was like, yeah, I used to train with him. We used to skip together, do groundwork, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to a boxing club. So there was a club in Walthamstow called Champions Gym, run by Alan Mortlock, whose son, actually this weird things, you know, serendipity, call it if you want. It's weird how things happen, but his son, Sean Mortlock, actually does IBA boxing, and he owns Print Town. So Print Town are the guys who, you know, print my stuff. Yeah, you got the so the t-shirt, you see it. You see the tracksuits. So it's funny. So I walked into that club. You know, I was sparred, knocked out somebody in sparring. First time I ever been in a ring. Done it again. Then Alan said, yeah, have some unlicensed fights. Had 3 unlicensed fights, 3 first round knockouts. And then I was approached by Nigel Benn's old trainer, Peter De Freitas, and he said to me, you know, think about turning pro. But I was like, that don't make no sense. Ain't you supposed to do amateur before you do pro? So I went to an amateur club, the Lynn, the famous boxing club in Wells Way, which is where I come from, Peckham, Dulwich, around that area. The Lynn ABC. Had 5 amateur fights, and then I turned pro, and had a short pro career because I got a little injury and I had a few personal problems. Like I came into boxing late, you know, already in my 20s because I was a footballer, but I never had the passion for football that I just had for boxing. It was just something that instantly I was bitten by it, and you know, so had a short boxing, professional boxing career, and then but when I started, I was always training a young man who was a computer engineer called Junior McDonald, and he got to the ABA final. I was training him like literally in a gym in Peckham called the LA Gym, taking on pads because I was very studious when I started boxing. Right from the beginning, I was studious. I was watching tapes. So I trained him. He got through to the ABA final and lost to Tony Bellew. And then I done it again. I was training a kid, Akash Bhatia, who used to box for Elton. Started training him. He got to the ABA final. He lost against Stephen Smith from the Smith brothers. You know, Callum and Liam. He lost her. So I was like, hold on, I must be good at this training thing. You understand? There's a pattern emerging. I'm literally touching guys and they're becoming, you know, at least area champions and getting through to the national finals. So I did that, and then Junior McDonald wanted to turn professional, and he said that he wanted me to be his professional coach. So I had no intention of becoming a professional trainer. No intention. I was thinking about fighting, to be honest with you. And he said he wanted me to train Junior. Junior wasn't serious. Junior just like he loved boxing. Still loves boxing to this day, but he didn't really have the commitment and dedication you need to be a world-class fighter, let alone a British champion. But before that, before Junior even started, my first ever corner as a trainer, professional trainer, was with Spencer Fearon in the Alexandra Palace, the undercard of the European title fight with Dave Walker and Roman Karmazan, and it was Spencer Fearon's final fight as a professional, and it was my first fight as an amateur, as a professional trainer. And look at the both of us now. It's just the way this thing happens. For me personally, I don't know about anyone else's journey, but it's been nothing short of magical. And the whole Stamina for Soul brand, you know, I used to train a group of Nigerian boys, and you know Nigerians, they're very loud-mouthed. And remember, Tony used to be like, stamina, 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 stamina. You understand? So I was like, yeah, I like that name. And I built a brand. I said, yeah, I'm working with that. And from then on, it was Stamina for Soul, Stamina for Soul. I used to have T-shirts with Adidas, Stamina for Soul. Here we go. You know, fast forward 20 years, you know, Anthony Yard and Stamina for Soul have a global deal with Adidas. So when I say dream it, believe it, become it, I mean it. You know, this all started off with a thought in my mind, and that thought may have been fantasy to even me or many, but I turned that fantasy into a theory, and I turned that theory into a fact. And the brand gets bigger and bigger every day. And you know, we have the golden child Anthony Yard, we have the chosen one Muhammad Bilal Ali, and I have numerous professionals and amateurs wanting to join our team, but everything is timing.
Was there ever like a final aim when you started this? Was there ever somewhere you wanted to go, somewhere what you wanted to do?
Well, I don't know if the British Boxing Board Control still have my letter, but I actually wrote a letter to Robert Smith signing off saying that I will become the greatest trainer this country has ever seen. I said it 20 years ago, and I'm not there yet, but my idea of success and many people's idea of success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So you're successful once you have the thought, and as long as you're progressing to that final destination. For me, it was one of the greatest trainers and managers that ever lived in the sport of boxing. If you're better this year than you were last year, you're winning. And that's what it is for me. Every year I've had in boxing has been better than the year before, and it's going to keep going on like that. So that was my goal, and still is my goal, is to be a trainer and a manager of numerous world champions. But first things first, and that's Anthony Yard. Anthony Yard will go down as a legend, in my opinion. I said it from the very start. I said it. Go back and look at the interviews. I said it. This isn't a case of, oh, your fighter starts getting... And a lot of people don't like talk. A lot of people don't like the talk, but I just feel that if you want somebody that you're connected to show confidence, you have to show confidence. So, and even if that person doesn't verbally speak it, I'm talking it, because that's just Tunde Ajayi. I can't be like nobody else. I can only be myself, and myself is to not only visualize but speak this thing. Speak what I mean. I mean it. I'm not joking. I actually mean I want to be the best. That may not be the best to everyone, but as long as I'm comfortable in my own mind with my achievements and everything I do in the sport of boxing, and I gave it my best shot, that's enough for me.
And one thing that people may or may not know is you were involved in Mayweather's later camps. What did that teach you? What was the biggest thing that taught you, and how did you bring that into training Anthony Yard? And
well, I'd already developed my system before I went there, and my system was developed foundationally from me just going home and watching Roger and Floyd every single day. So it's like, it's an homage. It's an homage. Like, I had to go to the place and see it for myself. This is something I'd done for 20 hours a day, just watching Floyd and Roger. And I'm never, you know, I never understand why people are so afraid to say where their greatness started from. You know, you got to give credit where credit is due. And I'm not a sycophant. One thing about me, I'm not a sycophant. But I just, you know, you have to recognize the greatness in an individual when you see it. And I went there for myself. Not really to learn anything, because I felt that just by observing, watching tapes, I learned everything. I feel that I mastered his particular system or their particular system within 2 years of study. And I created my own system. So I'm not watching nobody. But the time spent in Las Vegas, the time spent talking to Floyd Mayweather, being in the mansion, being in the mansion inside the hotel. I forgot what hotel it was. It might have been Bellagio. No, it wasn't Bellagio. It was one of the hotels. Floyd had a mansion inside the hotel. It was like, this is incredible, you know. And just some of the things he said to me, I never forgot them. I never forgot them. And I never forgot what I see. And I never forgot how I saw what many people don't see. And that is how studious Floyd is, how knowledgeable he was as just a boxing person. You know, behind the razzmatazz, there's a student. And I think that many people have to never put that at the back of their mind. It's something that's got to be in the forefront of your mind. You got to study, you got to work hard, and then you'll get the reward for it. No such thing as something for nothing. That's why we call it stamina for sale. It's not free. You have to work for everything, and nobody will be coming into this team thinking it's easy. You know, there's a point you have to get to even for anyone around us to raise their eyebrows. So Floyd taught me a lot. Maybe he didn't even realize he was teaching me, but I'm very observant, and that's one of my greatest skills. I feel I see everything, you know, that needs to be seen. And I just left Las Vegas with one thought in mind, and that was I was going to come back to the UK and I was going to do exactly the same thing. Maybe not to the letter, but I know that I was going to create something in British boxing that Britain could be proud of. You know, because we're so quick to big up the Americans and how great they are. But we've got talent here. You know, look at yourself. Young man, you got to be on the team. Like, that's how I see it, like, from the very first time. And it ain't about age. It's about the desire. It's about the passion. It's about the willingness to fall down once and get up twice. And that's what encapsulates the whole of Stamina for Soul and the whole of the Stamina for Soul team.
And talking about Anthony Yarde, how did you discover him and how did you find him to train him?
Well, I never discovered him. I think his mother discovered him. But again, I don't run after nobody. I don't. I believe in myself. I believe in my own skills. And I'm the teacher. And I think it's the wrong mindset to think that a teacher should undermine his value. You know, just like a fighter shouldn't undermine their own value because they're the fighter. You understand? But I didn't come into when I came into boxing, I was like, why aren't trainers getting more credit? You understand? Yeah. Why is it always the fighter? The fighter, like, oh yeah, okay, the fighter gets in the ring, but if you're like me and Anthony, I'm in the ring as well. It's just not Anthony. And I always say that. I said, but bro, fam, like, it's not just you, it's me as well. Now that may be hard for people to comprehend, but I know what I'm talking about. I'm in there with Anthony. And I'm not gonna say I'm taking punches because we don't take punches. We ain't on that. We looking to slip and deliver punches. So, but I'm connected to Anthony. You know, I feel everything when he's in there, and I just feel that trainers should give themselves more credit. Don't just, oh yes, you know, don't. It's the fighter. It's the fighter. It's the fighter. No, the fighter didn't wake up like that.
Yeah.
The fighter is under tutelage. Well, you are if you come to Stamina for Soul. I don't know about nobody else, but what I do know is that I created something where Anthony, coupled with his own study, because again, Anthony Yarde studies boxing. He's a student, a fan. But I have a system where Anthony can come to every day and know from now to the end of his career, he's going to be learning. And I think that needs to be shown, that needs to be told, that story needs to be told about for trainers. You know, let them put themselves up on a pedestal. And if not on a pedestal, on an equal, parallel level with a fighter. Because it's father and son. As we say back on Batty and Bench. You know, it's Adam and Eve. It's like, it's two, ain't no, you know, a plug doesn't work without a socket. Just like the socket doesn't work without a plug. So it's me and Anthony, and that's how I see it.
I think that trainers are getting more credit now. You see in Ben Davison with Tyson Fury, I think he got a lot of credit for how he's turned around Tyson Fury. How do you think they will get more credit? How do you think, was it just with time, or?
Well, you got to believe, and you got to work hard. As I said, I keep saying it. Ben Davison is there for a reason. It ain't luck. He's not training Tyson because of luck. He's obviously meticulously worked hard, you know. And as I say, it's not about age. See that, yeah. Sorry about that, you know. Yeah, yeah, it's not about age. It's about work put in, constructive work put in, the hours you put in. So sometimes you can have a man in the game, been in there 10 years, 20 years, and he feels that gives him some right over another man that's been in there 5 years but has worked 2-3 times harder than the man that's been in there 20 years. So, but from the outside, you're looking at it, you're thinking, this guy just come, like, it's a hurry come up. Sorry, I'm using language that some you don't understand. Hurry come up just means, you know, you're in a position too fast. But you know, on the outside it looks like, how's he there already? He doesn't deserve it. Well, of course he deserves it. Otherwise he wouldn't be there. You understand? It's just, some things are just not complicated. It's just that people that make it complicated. So I credit Ben Davison, and there needs to be more. There needs to be more. You know, people like that. But you're not gonna get it just because. Yeah. You understand? You're not. You know. Remember, Ben was with Billy Joe first. Yeah. You know, and Billy Joe didn't feel that was the man for him. And then Tyson, he started working with Tyson. So it's not for everybody, but I just feel water finds its own level, and whatever capacity you at, you will find the fighter, or if you're the fighter, will you find the trainer to meet your level. You know, you don't see Freddie Roach training, I don't know, I don't want to be disparaging to any boxer, but you don't see Freddie Roach in Your Cool every Friday training anybody. Only the top guys go to him. So if Ben Davison is the trainer that he probably thinks he is, and many other people think he is, then Tyson won't be his last fighter. Yeah. He'll continue to, you know, attract good fighters. If you're a flash in the pan, then you just have one chance. But it's not a flash in the pan, it's whether you're willing to continue the work. Because it's easy to start, but it's a bit more challenging to keep on working hard.
Switching back to Anthony Yarde, he's got his fight coming up February the 23rd at the Leicester Arena against Mehdi Omar, tough opponent, a step up. You know, he's won 12 rounds with the current WBC champion, Godzik. So how do you think, what can we expect from Anthony Yarde?
Well, you know what it is already. Our records show what we like to do. It's KO. It's my mindset. I've said it on numerous interviews. I've never trained anybody. I've never gone in train any fighter with the mindset of winning a contest by points. It's knockout. People want to see KO. And this is what made Mike Tyson so exciting. People just love the knockout. If you're a boxing person, yeah, it's good if you get 12-round points, but it's not as exciting as a knockout. And I'm sure you'll sell more tickets if you knock people out. So knockout is what we always have in our mind. And they say he's tough. He will find out how tough he is, not us. He's going to find out how tough he is come February the 23rd, because in my opinion, Anthony Yarde is the hardest puncher in boxing. Now, that's a bold statement, but in Tunde Ajayi fashion, I like saying things before they happen. So, just like I said, Anthony was going to be where he is today from the beginning, I'm saying Anthony Yarde is the hardest puncher in boxing. And we're going to prove it, because the proof is in the pudding. And many people might see it as a delusional statement, but they've always said it about me. You know, we've always said that, oh, this guy. I remember when I came into boxing, people were like, oh, you think everyone you change is a world champion? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a no-brainer. Of course, positive attracts positive. My mindset is KO. So yes, they say my day is tough, but again, questions will be answered on the 23rd of February, and I'm sure he is a good fighter, because he's been a professional for 16 years, 16, 17 years. So I'm sure he's learned something in that time. One thing I tell you, he ain't come across an Anthony Yarde. Yeah. He hasn't come across an Anthony Yarde. Anthony Yarde is something special. I keep saying it, and I mean it.
Switching back to one of the other Stamina Cell fighters, Bilal Ali, he had his debut fight. When do you expect him to come back out?
Well, it's funny, I was talking to Bilal last night, and my thing is this: just keep working. You're gonna get the fight anyway. Like you're under contract. Like, you got a protracted number of fights over a certain period. So when it happens, it happens. The thing about our team is that every day that passes, we're getting better. So when the fight just does come, we'll be better than the fight before. And that's the only thing we really have in my mind, and the only thing I mean, the fighters realize it after a while. Some people get it straight away. Some of them realize that, wow, I'm actually getting stronger, punching harder, faster, learning more skills each and every day. So there is always that excitement to fight, but I always say to them, everything is timing. Relax. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. It's kind of like destiny. You know, if you rush it, things happen. If you just let things fall into place naturally, it's the best way, in my opinion. So I know there's a show March the 8th at the Royal Albert Hall. Yeah. We haven't got a call yet, but if we do, it'll be then. If not, we'll wait to see what Frank has for us. But I'm excited about Bilal, because again, somebody that come from the scratch, less fights than amateur fights than Anthony Yarde. Aesthetically looks nothing like Anthony Yarde. He looks like Mr. Bean. I keep saying it. He's like the Asian Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson. But trust me, his body's gonna change. I looked at a picture of him yesterday. I said, see, I'm a genius. He's changing already. Bilal's changing already. Physically, he's punching harder already. His facial tones, and it's just, everything's changing. He's going into a man already, and he's a baby. You know, Anthony is 27. Bilal's only 22. So can you imagine Bilal in 7 years or 5 years under this? It's going to be incredible. So I'm again, and the great thing about this situation is that I'm not actually hands-on training him. His trainer is Ade Oliyinka, the gorilla. trust me, the real hardback. You understand? But I taught Ade the system, and Ade believed. Ade believed, and October the 20th was also Ade's debut. You know, somebody that's no background in boxing, but now aligned with his own fighter, and watching the two of them gives me goosebumps because it reminds me of myself when I came into this, you know, and having a fighter that you can grow with every day, just you and him, because this ain't no one trainer training four people. That ain't gonna happen in Stamina for Soul. One trainer is gonna have one fighter, and that one trainer is gonna dedicate everything to himself and to the fighter, and the fighter's gonna know that he's got one trainer, so he doesn't have to worry about, oh, you know what, or that fighter's getting more attention than me. No. And that's why there's not many in our camp, because we need more trainers now. And this is a shout out. We want trainers. We want trainers. So male or female. Yeah, because the females, they want to get in the act as well. Everybody wants to get in the act. So if the trainers or the teachers, I like to call them teachers, not trainers, if the teachers are willing to learn as well, there's a job for you. Come check us, Stamina for Sale. We got you.
Just to finish off, I'll give you some like fights, and can you give us some predictions or something like that? Yes. So we'll start off with Anthony Yard against Mehdi Omar.
Yes.
So what's your prediction for that?
Win by KO. The round, I don't know.
Yeah.
That we're not in that. That's not in my control. But win by KO.
Another light heavyweight fight, Kovalev and Alvarez. What are your predictions for that? The rematch.
You know what? I don't know why. Yeah. Yesterday, because I don't really watch. No, I mean, I heard there was boxing on last night. Someone told me this morning. Yeah. How'd that fight go?
Yeah, he won, but obviously he's had a long time out.
Yes.
He's had a long time out, but he was hit in the 7th round and he looked a bit dazed by that.
Okay.
He got a knockdown in the 2nd, but he got the win, but didn't look like the Keith Thurman award.
Okay, well, my point was I don't really focus on anyone, but for some reason Kovalev, well, I know the reason, is because those guys are in our sights now. But I just had this feeling that Kovalev beat Alvarez, and so that's interesting. You know, I don't really take too much note by dreams or flashes unless they're positive in my favor. But who knows? You know, it was quite a bad knockout he received from. But maybe he took him lightly. Maybe he didn't train the way that he was supposed to train. Because all I know, sitting at ringside, the first 4 rounds, Kovalev looked strong. And I keep telling people that he didn't look like no washed up fighter for me. Now, whether he can continue that in the second half, I don't know. But for 4 rounds, Kovalev was strong. But the other guy was strong as well. Alvarez was strong, and he was there to show Kovalev that you're not bullying me. So, great fight. Usually rematches go the same way. But don't rule Kovalev out.
And a fight that's not confirmed yet, but it looked like it's going to be set to be confirmed. Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury rematch, probably summertime. What are your predictions for that?
Anthony Yard will be on the bill. That's my prediction. That's what our business is about. And this time we'll fight. Great fight. I feel Tyson showed people that miracles happen in that last fight. He showed that the will of a human being can move mountains, and it shows when a man believes in himself totally. There's almost nothing that can hold him down. So, but Deontay also, he showed us that he can put Tyson down, and that is not an easy feat. Tyson Fury, as my dad keeps on saying, is a big man, and Deontay Wilder just past 15 stone, I believe. Light knocked down Tyson Fury twice. So it's a 50-50 fight. You can't really give it. You can't really, in one respect, you can say Deontay, he'll finish the job this time, but in the same token, you can say that, hold on, in that same round where Fury nearly got knocked out, he nearly stopped Wilder. So it's a as they call it, it's a pick'em. It's a pick'em, and I'm just gonna sit on the fence. Obviously, I'm always going with the UK man, because I just feel boxing is about the UK now. It was for a long time been in America and Europe, but even though the Europeans are coming back strong now, I gotta go with my guys, and that's the UK guys. So I wish Tyson Fury all the best, but in the same token, I don't know none of these guys personally, so I wish Deontay Wilder all the best, and may the best man win.
Well, Tunde Ajayi, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you for letting me interview you. All Tunde's links will be in the description, as well as the Stamina for Sale links. Remember to follow them and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for listening. See ya.